factor that will make your immunity to be down, then the risk of contacting tuberculosis will be reduced.
If you're healthy, then you're wealthy.
A very pleasant morning to you, and thank you for joining us on the AM News on ITV. I am Lawrence Osifo. We'll begin from the Green Chambers of the National Assembly, the House of Representatives, where a federal lawmaker from Kebbi State and the House of Representatives, Honorable Kaoje Bello, on Thursday raised the alarm over the non-release of support loans meant to boost agriculture in Nigeria, particularly the dry season farming from the year 2023 to 2026. Ghana Victor reports that Honorable Kaoje Bello, in a motion of urgent national importance, called for an investigation into the reasons behind the non-release of the funds, which are domiciled with the Central Bank of Nigeria, to the appropriate financial institutions for onward disbursement.
Honorable Kaoje Bello disclosed that Nigeria received several agricultural intervention funds running into millions of dollars and other foreign currencies from various development partners aimed at revamping the agricultural sector and boosting food security. He, however, expressed regret that funds which were released to the federal government consolidated account from 2023 are yet to be transferred to the appropriate financial institutions for onward disbursement for their intended purposes.
Sometime in February 2023, Nigeria negotiated with the African Development Bank, AFDB, and signed an agreement for 25 years tenure loan to support National Agricultural Growth Scheme Agro Packet Project for an amount to exceeding 134 million USD. The first tranche of $99,665,000 was released to the federal government consolidated accounts,
which were released to the federal government consolidated account from 2023 are yet to be transferred to the appropriate financial institutions for onward disbursement for their intended purposes. While calling for an urgent investigation into the delay, Kaoje Bello highlighted the grave consequences of the situation on the nation's agricultural sector.
That these funds were accessed from the development partners for targeted purpose, and despite the disbursement to the Consolidated Revenue Fund of the Federation, the fund has been unduly withheld from the implementing ministry agencies, the Federal Ministry of by the Federal Ministry of Finance, beyond the time frame for the utilization of the fund.
He reviewed that over 55 billion naira was released by the African Development Bank, AFDB, while 118 billion naira was provided by the Japanese International Cooperation Agency, JICA. Funds, which according to him are yet to translate into tangible improvement in the agricultural sector. From the House of Representatives, Ogani Victor, ITV News.
The Federal Road Safety Corps Edo Sector Command has denied allegation of bribery and deliberate delays in the issuance and renewal of driver's license following claims by residents who accuse officials of subjecting him to days of frustration. The Deputy Corps Commander in charge of the Driver's License Center in Edo, Obiageli Iwala, who spoke exclusively with independent television, maintained that there is no room for corruption in license processing system in the state. Jola Deojo brings us the details.
Go to the road safety. Maybe the other man is spoken to that person. See what they do. People know the talk for camera, they know exactly what they are doing. I think that
a visit by the ITV News crew to the Board of Internal Revenue FRSC office on Forestry Road, following allegations by Mr. Mashido Egagi of bribery and favoritism, was met with resistance as officials declined interviews and disallowed filming. This development further raised concerns over alleged irregularities at the center. Mr. Mashido alleged that he was left unattended for several hours during the renewal of his driver's license, despite arriving early at the center. He claimed that other applicants who arrived after him were attended to, raising suspicions of sharp practices and alleged bribery. Reacting to the allegations, Deputy Corps Commander Obiageli Iwala explained that the driver's license process is fully automated and applicants can only be captured after payments reflect on the national portal. She attributed delays to network challenges, noting that officials are unable to proceed without payment confirmation. She added that FRSC personnel also go through the same process and pay for licensed services without any special privileges.
Just hearing this story for the first time that there's mago-mago, what happens is that some will pay, but because of network problem, it may not drop. Others on who have dropped will come, their own will be captured. That's the simple ideology. So it's possible that the person's own had not dropped. He will not understand. He will not feel there's pranks somewhere now.
The command advised members of the public to exercise patience and seek clarification whenever delays occur, assuring that the Corps remains committed to transparency and due process in service delivery. From Benin, Jola Dioju, ITV News.
Students, teachers and management of Amide Junior and Senior Secondary School in Ekenwa Road, Benin City have commended Edo State Governor Senator Monday Ukpebolo for the comprehensive renovation and remodeling of the school. The beneficiaries described the newly remodeled classrooms, improved infrastructure, and conducive learning environment as a major moral booster for both staff and students. Government House correspondent Kingsley Uchegbu has more.
The remodeled Amide Junior and Senior Secondary School, Ekenwa, is one of the key interventions of the Senator Monday Ukpebolo-led administration in its ongoing infrastructure revamp of public schools across the state. According to the principal of the junior secondary school, Mrs. Itohan Emokbai Ubebo, the intervention followed years of dilapidation and poor learning conditions, which posed safety risks to both students and teachers. The principal of the senior secondary school, Mrs. Joy Osakwe, also recalled that the school had suffered prolonged neglect, characterized by broken furniture, cracked walls, and inadequate facilities. She described Governor Ukpebolo's intervention as a clear demonstration of his administration's commitment to quality education.
When this construction work started, we were amazed. September this year, the enrollment we had was amazing.
School, as big as it is fenced round. So I will say that our governor, as the popular saying, we call him Akbako Rescue. He actually came here to rescue us. My students are happy, my teachers are happy, and I'm the happiest.
Some junior and senior secondary school students also expressed gratitude to Governor Ukpebolo, describing the renovation as a dream come true.
The classrooms we had were overpopulated and really inconvenient for learning. We had less teachers, no library, there was nothing that had to do with lab or libraries. This school was really disappointing back then. Well, now the current change is really encouraging.
Governor Ukpebolo's renovation of Amide Secondary School, Ekenwa, underscores his administration's broader agenda to improve educational infrastructure and ensure a safe, modern, and conducive learning environment for students across Edo State. Kingsley Uchegbu, ITV News.
A former governor of Kogi State, Alhaji Yahaya Bello, has been granted permission by the Federal High Court sitting in Abuja to travel to Saudi Arabia to perform the 2026 Lesser Hajj. Granting the application, Justice Emeka Onwiti of the Federal High Court ordered that Bello's international passport, which has been in the custody of the court, to be temporarily released to him. The former governor is currently standing trial before the court over alleged misappropriation of funds in a case instituted by the Anti-Graft Agency, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC. The application for permission to travel was personally deposed to by Bello and moved by his lead counsel, Joseph Daudu, a senior advocate of Nigeria. The counsel told the court that the request was to enable the defendant to travel to the Holy Land to observe the Lesser Hajj during the month of Ramadan. Responding, the lead prosecution counsel, Kemi Finero, a senior advocate of Nigeria, informed the court that the prosecution did not oppose the request for the defendant to travel, but would not concede any of the dates already fixed for the continuation of trial. In a brief ruling, Justice Emeka Anwite granted the application and approved the Bello's release of international passport from March 13, 2026 for the period of 10 days and subsequently adjourned the matter until Friday, January 30th, 2026 for the continuation of the examination of the 7th prosecution witness. The EFCC is prosecuting Yahaya Bello over alleged money laundering amounting to the tune of 80.2 billion naira, an allegation which the former governor denied when he was arraigned before the court. The availability of quality health care for all has been described as a critical component for nation building and societal development. A guest speaker at the roundtable discussion marking the first year anniversary of the Dr. Osahon Inabulele Foundation, Barrister Usagi Obayuana, made the assertion while speaking on the theme, Citizens' Rights to Healthcare in Nigeria, a myth or a reality. Usemodiame Usagi reports that the event held at the Doctor's House in Ugbawo, Benin City attracted health professionals, legal luminaries, and veteran broadcasters and students.
The Dr. Osahon Inabulele Foundation was formally launched on the 29th of January 2025 at the Akindekon Auditorium, University of Benin, with the aim of empowering citizens through knowledge and opportunities to transform their lives and society. Speaking at the first year anniversary, the Director General of the Foundation and former President of the World Medical Association, Dr. Osahon Inabulele, highlighted key achievements recorded in education, medical outreach programs, and capacity-building initiatives for leaders and youths, while also outlining plans for the Foundation's second year.
We shall seek to, of course, continue our project of empowering the citizenry, and that we shall pursue not only through public enlightenment sessions like this. We're also going to continue our drive to improve access to quality health care, and this will be through the conduct of medical missions.
The event also featured a panel discussion on challenges confronting healthcare delivery in Nigeria, alongside presentations by guest speakers who examined the state of the nation's healthcare system and profiled solutions for improved service delivery.
Every person in Nigeria ought to have the right to health care. It is in the books right now, but it is not enjoyed in practice as a reality. But that's the direction we should be moving.
Activities marking the celebration included the cutting of the anniversary cake, special music performances, presentation of awards to speakers, and goodwill messages. Wife of the Director General of the Foundation, Professor Joan Inabulele, also shared insights on the growth, vision, and future direction of the Foundation.
I want to let you know that your impact is being felt in communities. You are encouraging the younger ones to know that there's someone out there who cares.
From the school debates, if you check the winners, it wasn't about the school you were from, but what you had to deliver, your ability to debate and argue out your points and marshal them out properly.
Executive Director of Finance and Administration, Independent Television and Radio, Lady Celerina Ojomo, and Assistant General Manager, News and Current Affairs, Egosa Agbonao, represented the MD, ITV and Radio, Engineer Elvis Obaseki, at the event. Earlier, a press briefing was addressed by Dr. Osahon Inabulele, during which he further outlined the goals and mission of the Foundation. As part of activities commemorating the anniversary, the Foundation also conducted a free medical outreach at Uselu Market in Egor local government area, where traders and residents benefited from medical consultations, health screenings, and health education. From Benin, Usemodiame Osage, ITV News.
The acting chairman of Akoko Edo local government area of Edo State, Right Honorable Alabi Bliss Oshionogwe, has been impeached by the Legislative Assembly for alleged gross misconduct and nominated the vice chairman, Honorable Ayodele Fatimbi Azamata, as the acting chairman of the local government. The Legislative Assembly also placed 3 councillors on indefinite suspension. The report filed in by Edo North Bureau Chief MacDonald Urunoka is presented by Williams Yama.
The impeachment of the acting chairman, Akoko local government, Right Honorable Alabi Bliss Oshionogwe, was preceded by protests by APC leaders and members who converged on the local government secretariat, Igara. The protesting APC members, led by the party's chairman, Chief Monday Ose, proceeded to the chambers of the legislative arm. Right Honorable Dr. Jacob, Councillor representing Ward 10, moved the motion for the impeachment of the acting chairman, Right Honorable Oshonogwe, and was seconded by Honorable Pius Ojomomo, Councillor representing Ward 4.
To move a motion that this House to impeach Honorable Hannah Bliss and ask the clerk of the House to recall him to his legislative activity, of which primarily he was elected to do.
Mr. Leader, one of the other matters I want to discuss is the suspension of some of our colleagues that were subject to manipulation and betrayal of legislative process. Those persons are Honorable Hope Afolabi of Ward 7, Honorable Pendo Eshobo of Ward 2, and Honorable Jesse Akande of Ward 3.
Leader of the legislative arm, Right Honorable Nicholas Imashimi, put the motion to voice vote. The majority of the councillors voted in favor of the impeachment of the acting council chairman, Right Honorable Oshonogwe. In accordance with the rules of the Legislative Assembly and adoption of the motion, the presiding leader, Right Honorable Nicholas Imashimi, announced the impeachment of the acting chairman, Right Honorable Oshonogwe, paving the way for the nomination of the vice chairman, Honorable Ayodele Azamata, as a new acting council chairman.
I hereby pronounce once again that Honorable Alabi Bliss Oshonogwe is hereby impeached.
William Siama, ITV News.
Lagos State, where some community leaders from Makoko, Owode, Inikorodu, Ayetoro, Oronshoki and other parts of Lagos State have protested the demolition of their homes by the state government. The protesters marched from the Ikeja on the bridge to the Lagos State House of Assembly, demanding justice and an end to what they describe as unlawful demolitions. Messelina Nkwo has more.
Protesters alongside members of various civil society groups converged at the Ikeja on the bridge before embarking on a road walk covering several kilometers, chanting solidarity songs against the demolition exercise carried out by the state government. The protest, however, took a dramatic turn at the gate of the Lagos State House of Assembly, where the demonstrators were denied access into the assembly complex.
Everybody sit down. I'm begging you, I'm not commanding you.
The protesters described the demolition exercise as inhuman and illegal, calling on the government to respect the rights of affected residents.
Imagine a resettlement plan for those who need places to live. At the moment now, thousands of Makoko children have no schools, have no hospitals, because all of these vital structures for sustenance have been demolished by the bulldozer of the Lagos State government. Despite several attempts at peaceful dialogue, the protesters were eventually dispersed by the police. From Lagos, Messelina Nkwo, ITV News.
Over 400 indigenous farmers in Adunha community in Ohuode local government area of Edo State are appealing to the state government over what they describe as the disruption of their farming activities on a Tonguya farmland they said they have cultivated for over 50 years. The farmers insist they have valid approval to farm on the land and are calling for urgent government intervention. The report.
For decades, farmlands in Adunha community in the local government area of Edo State have sustained over 400 indigenous farmers who say the practice was inherited from their forefathers. The farmers explain that they have cultivated the 100-acre Tonguya farm for over 50 years. This claim is supported by the community's oldest man, Diojonwe Pab Iro Omaodion, aged 124, who recounted how farming began on the land many years ago.
My son and I'm go. My amugo reserve. My boom
The farmers who enjoyed the solidarity of the Edo State chairman of the All Farmers Association of Nigeria, AFAN, His Royal Highness Alhaji Bako Ibaledelu, during their peaceful protest, also presented evidence of payment for the 2025 farming year, showing the annual renewal of permission to farm.
Governor Okpewulu, we thank you and we still begging you.
because we have nowhere going.
Before our fathers entered this reserve, they applied to government. And government approved of their coming in.
The man come now and say, he want to plant a pantry. That we say no. Government, paper when we take they pay. Government tell us, say, we don't want to plant a banga here.
Their fathers have been farming here. And before they start, they wrote to the then Bender State government. And it was approved that you'll be farming here. Every year, they renew their license.
They lament that a man claiming to have a government lease over the land is now disrupting their farming activities, despite their compliance with the government's directive restricting them to food crops such as yam, cassava, plantain, pineapple. From Adua community in Nwode local government area of Edo State, Donald Ehiminyeng, ITV News.
The Palace of His Royal Highness Chief Brahima Osuma Aigboje, the Udale of Era clan in Onwa East local government area of Edo State, has raised the alarm over the invasion and occupation of its forest by suspected criminals, which they use for kidnapping, ransom taking, killings, dens of crime, destruction of farms, that no farming and farmers' lives and property in Era land is now safe. A statement by the Secretary Palace of the Udale of Era clan, Mr. Abu Momodu, says His Royal Highness Chief Brahima Aigboje urged Edo State government and security agencies to quickly intervene over the insecurity in Era land, where forests have been invaded and occupied by suspected criminals. The statement explains that the appeal became imperative following the gruesome killing of Era sons like Edeki Igaku in the year 2024, Victor Ogedegbe in 2025, and Abdullahi, whose offense was that they were the coordinators of Era Vigilante who were securing the land against criminals. According to the statement, several natives have been kidnapped and taken to the forest. His Royal Highness Chief Aigboje, the Udale of Era clan, urged Governor Monday Ukpebulu and relevant security agencies to rid the forest of criminals and restore safety and security in Era land. And as part of activities marking the funeral of Mrs. Ihaobie Dora Ihaze Ni Okosun, a grand reception has been held in her honor. Francisca Igenegbale reports that it was an outpour of tribute and accolades for late Mrs. Ihaze, who passed away at the age of 70. The report by Francisca is presented by William Siyama.
It was a hive of activities as children of the disease. Late Mrs. Dora Ihaze organized a grand reception in honor of their late mother. The roll call of dignitaries that identified with the family during the event was endless. They include the acting chairman, East and West Local Government, Honorable Albert Ewudagi, members of Diamond Club from Lagos, friends and associates from far and near. The major highlight of the reception was a dance session where children of the disease took turns in a joyful celebration of their mother's life. The atmosphere was enlivened by live music as musicians entertained guests with melodious songs which attracted admiration and applause. In an interview, some guests and children of the disease paid glowing tribute to late Mrs. Dora Ihaze Ni Okosu, who was eulogized as a loving mother, a peaceful woman, and a pillar of support to her family and community.
She was just the best. The best in the world. Anyone can ever have. Despite her tough times, she was the most beautiful woman, beautiful soul I've ever seen.
Her unconditional love, a pace setter, every support, her encouragement.
Nice person to me and my family. I grew up to meet her as a previous woman.
Very lovely, very accommodating people here in Ekuma. I think I'm proud of it.
The burial ceremony was a befitting farewell, celebrating the life, values, and enduring impact of late Mrs. Dora Ihaze as she was laid to rest amidst honor, love, and fond memories. William Siyama, ITV News.
The Victorious Women Prayer Fellowship has empowered over 10 women with agricultural products, financial aids, and business support, in addition to boosting their entrepreneurial ventures. The empowerment items were handed over to the women on Thursday during the Fellowship's 2026 Thanksgiving service held at the Oil of Grace Assembly Church Hall in Benin City. Joy Obarisiagbon, who was there, finds in the report.
The Victorious Women Prayer Fellowship 2026 Thanksgiving service drew dignitaries across various sectors in Edo State, who gathered to celebrate the occasion. Pastor Loveth Okoli, lead pastor of the Women Fellowship and chairperson of Iyobosa Orphanage Home, highlighted the fellowship's growth over the past decade, noting that it has become a global movement dedicated to supporting widows and the broad communities.
This Women Fellowship is a call to prayer. It started just 12 years back, but you can see what is happening now. We empower widows, we do widow empowerment, we reach out to other orphanage homes, we encourage people in Christianity to serve God.
The event featured song ministrations and a sermon by the lead pastor of Oil and Grace Assembly, Pastor Martin Okoli, who spoke on the theme, Rapid Manifestation of Miracles.
There was a plan by Almighty God for his people. While they were talking about manifestation, the enemy said, no, you can't go. The power will be released here for you to manifest out there. Say, I hear.
The highlight of the occasion was the Thanksgiving proper, where members and ministers danced to the altar bearing Thanksgiving offerings. Pastor Okoli handed over the empowerment items, including bags of gari, melon seeds, amongst other items, to the beneficiaries, who expressed profound gratitude.
This Victorious Women Fellowship is an awesome fellowship.
This will make more women to be active.
It's a good one in the right direction in order to support themselves and to support people around them.
In her words, Pastor Mrs. Loveth Okoli urged all our women to emulate the virtues of Jesus Christ. From Benin, Joy Obarisiagbon, ITV News.
That does it for the AM News. From everyone here, well, thank you for being a part of the news. Have a beautiful morning ahead. I am Lawrence Osifo, thanking you for watching.
Some days, there comes the Ugemobo Festival, which the Oba celebrates outside the palace gate. A pavilion is built of red cloth where rites are performed to drive away all evil spirits still unsatisfied by the year's sacrifices. The Emobo Festival is to commemorate an event in Benin history which dates back to 1504 AD. The Oba of Benin added a colorful mood to the year's celebration as he walks round the city center amidst cheers.